Welcome back to On the Line. I'm the Rhino, Ryan Knowles, and this is my good, the bad, and the ugly from this past week. First of all, the good, Tampa Bay Bucks running back Doug Martin going off against his former hometown Oakland Raiders to the tune of 251 yards and 4 touchdowns, leading the Bucks back from an 18-point fourth quarter deficit on the road. Really a breakout for the rookie running back from Boise State, who has really made the starting position his own, taking it over from LeGarrette Blount and become a mid-season favorite for Rookie of the Year, and definitely a fantasy darling to a lot of people out there watching that waiver wire like myself. The bad, my team, my heart goes out to my Arizona Cardinals. Losers of 5 straight after 4 consecutive wins to start the year have them really reeling and struggling to pull out of a nosedive that's really threatening to derail a once promising season. Luckily, they will not lose this week because they're on a bye, but things don't get any easier as they will travel to the ATL in a couple weeks to face the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. So this team's definitely, Ken Whisenhunt talked about, making changes. We'll see what happens. Hopefully those changes result in some wins in the next few weeks. In the ugly this week, Marcus Lattimore's leg. The star running back for the South Carolina Gamecocks suffered a horrific injury to his right leg a couple weeks ago against the Tennessee Volunteers. That video has really made the rounds on the viral circuit and really costed the promising back his junior season. He's expected to rebound for his senior year next year. I mean, a lot of people are talking about it being a similar injury to what cost Willis McGahee a lot of money in the NFL draft a few years back. But whether he can regain Lattimore's same dominant form is still up in the air. But hopefully he's a tough kid, so hopefully he can bounce back. That'll do it for me this week. Check me out on our Facebook page and tell me your good, the bad, and the ugly from this past week.
This is Juan, and these are my keys to the game for ASU's upcoming game in Los Angeles against the USC Trojans. A big game for both teams, really. ASU trying to undo a 3-game skid, the Trojans on a 2-game skid. A lot riding on this game, and for me, the biggest key for ASU is the brain, the mind. Your mindset. Between the ears, it comes down to execution, and that usually starts with preparation, which usually starts with how you're approaching this mentally. ASU's had a lot of mental breakdowns, whether it was blown coverages, wrong routes, missed assignments. There's been a culmination of mental errors that are totally correctable that have cost this team dearly in the past 3 weeks, specifically more the last 2 weeks. A lot of it relies on the big play. Haven't been able to make a lot of big plays on offense, haven't been able to, and been giving up the big plays on defense, and that all comes down to your preparation, your mindset. What are you seeing out there? What are you preparing for? What are you identifying? So this game is very important that ASU mentally on offense, assignment execution. Know where you got to be. Know what you're looking at. Know who your man is. Block your man. And for Taylor Kelly, it comes down to just play the game. Don't think too much. Just let the game come to you. Take what's given to you. Don't try to do too much. Nobody's expecting you to win the Heisman Trophy. Nobody's expecting you to carry the team on your shoulders. So just play the game, relax, kiddo. That's all you got to do. Let the game come to you. Don't do too much. Don't think too much. You thought too much last week, and it cost the team. On defense, avoid the big play. Know where your position is. Know what your coverage is. Know what your blitz is, and then execute it. Balls out, full speed, hair on fire, to the wall, defense, and knock these guys backwards. Trojans, you can smack them in the mouth and beat them, but it all starts with how are you going to approach it, and it starts with, and that's my key to the game.
Welcome back to On the Line. I'm the Rhino, Ryan Knowles, and these are my keys to the game for ASU's victory against USC this weekend. First of all, tick, tick, tick. Time of possession is everything against a team with an explosive, dynamic offense, and the Devils' offense has to maintain drives and minimize those 3-and-outs to give their defense a breather and keep Matt Barkley and his many weapons off the field as much as possible. Secondly, big plays. Big plays have been the Achilles heel, pun intended, for the Sun Devils in their 3 straight losses, due in large part to communication issues. 14 plays of 15 yards or more in the last 2 weeks is too many. Devils need to put these miscues behind them and learn from their mistakes and prove that they can play with the big boys in the conference, particularly on the road. Those are my keys to the game this week. Check me out on our Facebook page and comment below. Let me know your keys to victory for the Sun Devils this weekend.
We certainly have enjoyed this edition of On the Line. Of course, I want to thank Craig Darling, our executive producer, the Rykno, Ryan Knowles, my brother, my partner in crime. Guy I spend a lot of time with. We watch all the games together. And then one of the things that we do during those games is we run into a lot of different types of people. And I'm not going to put it on the line with anything controversial this week, but for instance, Oregon game. You know, Oregon fans are coming after the game. They're talking to us. We're Americans enjoying life in America. And yes, we cheer for different teams. We have different political views. We even have different social economic agendas. So everybody's different as far as their individual likes and dislikes. And you know, we're with some people, against other people as far as our views. But in the end, we're all Americans. We're one people. The reason I'm wearing the hat tonight is in honor of all our men and women who are serving in the military. We love you guys. We honor everything you do. And yes, it's specifically an Army hat. But I actually got this from a veteran before the Oregon game. He came up and told us a bunch of jokes, and we gave a donation to the United States Army. He was a retired veteran, Purple Hearts. It just really touched everybody that he spoke to that day. So in honor of our veterans, in honor of that gentleman, who I don't know his name, I'm wearing the hat tonight. And I also got my I voted sticker going tonight. Don't really know who's going to win the election right now. We taped this show earlier in the week, but whoever wins, what we have to do is unite. We have to come together. The time for arguing, the time for taking positions would be over. Let's unite as one country, one people, and especially one Sun Devil Nation. And let's move forward, and let's make this a kick-ass 4 years as we move forward. All right, love you guys all. That's going to do it for this week. Please join us next week where we'll be breaking down the Wazoo game and talking about what happened against the Trojans.